So I first realised I was a psychic medium in gradual steps, really. I was a very creative child. So for me, I had a very vivid imagination. And I used to just create lots of books and you know, escape off into my own little world. So for me, I just thought I was creative. But what I used to do without realising was I would look at people and I would see a superimposed image over the top of them. And it would be like, I might see blue floating around them, or I might see a certain cap or an animal on them. And certain parts of the body might look a bit odd or a bit different to usual. And I just thought, again, that's imagination. That's just me, sort of imagining what they would look like if they had an energy around them. So I grew up with fantasy and magic and orcs and elves and all this. So to me, I just thought I was imagining what it would be like to have powers. But then there was a couple of times, you see, where my dad would come in from work, and the first time I really realised, wait a minute, there's something to this. And he'd hurt his hand at work. I think he'd burnt it. And I came into the living room and suddenly my hand was really hurting. And I was like, what's going on here? And I felt like it was really hot. And that's when my dad sort of looked at me and went, oh, that's very odd. I've just burnt my hand earlier in work. And then there was a couple of times after that where that I was able to see impressions around someone. I saw the snake around someone's leg, biting them in my mind. And the lady said to me, are you seeing that really? Because I'm about to have an operation right here to do with an abscess. That's really weird that you've seen that. And again, that got me into it, and I started developing it, and that's when the mediumship started to come in. And that's when I started to feel images and impressions of spirit that used to come in, and I could see them very clearly. I could smell the impressions. I could feel the aches and pains of the spirit coming through when I started developing Psychic Circle. So yeah, that's how I started developing. It was all sort of from about teens right the way up from my point of view. So yeah.